Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Ratira Avanachamari Yamunatira Avanachamari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. Just a moment. Canto 1, chapter number 17, text number 14. Jane Anagashi Agam Yunjan. Jane Angashi Agam Yunjan. Sarvato Asya cha Madbhayam. Sarvato Asya cha Madbhayam. Sadhunam Badram Yevasyad. Sadhunam Badram Yevasyad. Asodu Damne Damane Krute. Asodu Damane Krute. Word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jhani to the living beings, Anagashi, those who are offenseless, Agam, sufferings, Yunjanam, by applying Sarvataha, anywhere and everywhere. Asya, of such offenders, Cha and Mat, Bhayam, fear, me. Sadhunam, of the honest persons, Bhadram, good fortune, Eva, certainly, Shat will take place. Asadhu, dishonest miscreants. Damane, curbed, Krute, being so done. Translation. Whoever causes offenseless living beings to suffer must fear me anywhere and everywhere in the world. By curbing dishonest miscreants, one automatically benefits the offenseless. Purport. Dishonest miscreants flourish because of cowardly and impotent executive heads of state. But when the executive heads are strong enough to curb all sorts of dishonest miscreants in any part of the state, certainly they cannot flourish. When the miscreants are punished in an exemplary manner, automatically all good fortune follows. As said before, it is the prime duty of the king or the executive head to give protection in all respects to the peaceful, offenseless citizens of the state. The devotees of the Lord are by nature peaceful and offenseless, and therefore it is the prime duty of the state to arrange to convert everyone to become a devotee of the Lord. Thus, automatically, there will be peaceful, offenseless citizens. Then the only duty of the king will be to curb the dishonest miscreants. That will bring about peace and harmony all over society. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnana-jana-shalakaya Chakshmarum-militam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manabhishtam Sthapitam Nena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Tapatagabalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamcha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parajana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Cha Vishakanvitam Cha He Krishna Karana Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostame Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Krupa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Papanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, welcome all the devotees. I thank my mentor and my Diksha Guru for giving me this wonderful opportunity of sharing Srimad Bhagavatam. So the series have been going on and on. The conversation between the bull and the cow has been going on. In the meanwhile, Parikshit Maharaj has entered and he started conversing with the bull. So he's saying, whoever causes offenseless living beings to suffer must fear me anywhere and everywhere in the world. This shows that Parikshit Maharaj's determination to protect the Brahminical culture, especially the cow protection. So, by curbing dishonest miscreants, one automatically benefits the offenseless. So, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, dishonest miscreants. Actually, miscreants, they are already dishonest fellows. So, when they are executive heads, they do not take care or they do not properly watch guard the society, then these thieves, miscreants, dishonest people, they flourish like anything. They become more popular. They become more dominant in the society. So, but when the executive heads, if they are strict, they are strong, and they are implementing the different rules and regulations and strict orders, surely these miscreants can be easily eliminated from the society. So actually, there is no sin on animals' part, but whereas the human part, this papa counts. So there is no sin on animals' part. They do not have because they do not have the discriminatory power. But whereas the man has got vichakshana shakti, discriminated power, he can say that what is right, what is wrong, and which decision has to be taken, who is God, who am I, how I am connected to the Supreme Lord. And this Adata Brahma technology is possible only for the human beings. Anyway, coming to the point, if executive heads of state are impotent, if they are unable to control or unable to regulate, unable to punish these miscreants in the society, then naturally they will become more flourish. They will harass the people and they implement some nonsense rules and regulations. And innocent people, they do not know. And once, this administrative head is if he allows these miscreants, then slowly the degradation will start. So that is why Prabhupada mentions here the miscreants are punished in an exemplary manner. So this is somewhat very interesting. How these thieves or miscreants, those who are misusing the power, they should be punished in an exemplary manner. Means it should be publicized. It should be exhibited to the society so that this fellow has done this crime and he is to be hanged in the public so that everyone would notice this and they afraid to do this kind of uh, thievery or any other problem to the society. That's why Prabhupada mentions here, these miscreants to be punished in an exemplary manner. So we can see in some countries now also this exemplary manner of punishment is prevalent. If you see in some Gulf countries, if a person does robbery or thievery, his hand is amputated in the public, and if there is any murderer is there and he is brought in front of the street and he is hanged in front of all the people, and sometimes his head is chopped off also. So because when the dacoits, murderers, rapists, when they are punished in this way, and the public will come to know, oh, this fellow has done a lot of sinful activities. That's why the king has given exemplary punishment for him. So the other citizens also they will be afraid and they will refrain from doing all this nonsense. So for this reason, the prime duty of the state to arrange, convert everyone to become a devotee of the Lord. So this is somewhat astonishing. And If you read so many other editions of Bhagavad Gita, you cannot come across this kind of suggestions because they are afraid the government will say something or somebody may have a different comment on me. So the editors or commentators, they may not give this kind of a bold statement, but Prabhupada gives a very fantastic statement saying that the prime duty of the state had to arrange to convert everyone to become a devotee of the Lord. So the king has to arrange facilities where people can, sing songs of the Lord. When he has to arrange to chant the holy name of the Lord, and Supreme Lord Krishna's temples have to be constructed, and Ekadasi is to be followed, and devotees have to come to the temple or meet in congregation, and they have to sing the glories of the Lord, Harinam Sankirtan, Nagar Sankirtan, and following four regulated principles. Actually, the king or a state head or a chief minister or a prime minister or a president of any country is supposed to implement all these things. Everybody should follow Ekadasi. He should explain it, either scientifically or philosophically or spiritually. He should explain that if anybody follows Ekadasi or fasting or observing festivals, they will be immensely benefited. And those benefits have to be elaborated. And finally, the king has to uh, explain the absolute truth that by following all these, they don't have to stay back in this material world. They will go back to the spiritual world where they will continue the eternal service to the Supreme Lord. In this way, the king has to behave, the king has to accommodate so many facilities for the general public. So by doing this, that administration will bring a peace and harmony all over the human society. Everybody will be happy. Even sometimes Prabhupada says that if any executive state he has to get elected in the elections, he should have read the scriptural codes, Dharmantu Sakshat Bhagavat Pranitam, whatever the Supreme Lord Krishna has given, he should have read Bhagavatam, Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Then he can ask for the votes, he can contest, and he can win also. After winning, he is supposed to explain all this to the public. So then he is called uh, Naradeva actually, because whoever reads Gita Bhagavatam under a bona fide spiritual master, and he is eligible for this administrative aspects of life. Okay, so Prabhupada in so many other parts of Gita Bhagavata, he mentions that the king or the executive head of the state or the father or the school teacher, they are all actually the natural leaders of the innocent people in general. So if you take example as a father, a father, if he chants the holy name of the Lord, automatically the children will also chant the holy name of. Then if father smokes and drinks, children also will follow it. Yadha Raja Tadha Praja. So that's why the king or the chief minister or a prime minister or a president and a teacher, they are actually natural leaders, and they are the exemplary personalities in the society. If they teach what they follow, and their teaching also should be as per the scriptural injections. It's not that he will manufacture his own syllabus and his own philosophy. That's ruining the society. So the natural teachers, they should be God consciousness. Then only they can make their dependents as God consciousness. Else, in many parts of Gita Bhagavatam, it is mentioned that you don't become a father, don't become a mother, don't become a teacher. If you do not deliver your dependents, then there is no use. Do not deliver means if you can make them um, go back to Godhead, then you are the real father, teacher, and the king. Okay, so all such natural leaders have a great responsibility actually to their dependents. Therefore, they must be conversant with the standard books of moral and spiritual codes. So this is still Prabhupada mentions in BG 3.21 purport. So in the present day also, we ISKCON conducts lots of courses all over the world, not only in India but also uh, in England, Australia, America, in all over the world. So general people, they should come in contact with our ISKCON preachers, and they should hear very attentively, and they may be teachers, they may be parents, they may be uh, executive heads. They are supposed to come, attend, hear, and follow what Supreme Lord Krishna says in Gita 1. In this way, they can become natural leaders. Otherwise, they are natural leaders in an unnatural way, and they thereby, they create havoc in the society. Recently, one state chief minister, he had curbed so many miscreants in his state, and like Naxalites or other miscreants, and he made a small army and he sent throughout his state, and finally he caught all of them and put in the prison. And all the public and citizens, they appreciated the chief minister of that particular state. So when these miscreants are curbed, then their influence will not be there in the state. Then not only that, the chief minister has to uh, make the people read Gita and Bhagavatam, and and he first of all he should be the exemplary personality. Then automatically the citizens also will follow. In another state, because we keep seeing in the Google News, newspapers, etc. In another state, one another chief minister, he allowed cheap liquor in his state, and also he allowed slaughterhouses, go hatya. And this is the pathetic situation. See, one state chief minister has curbed the many miscreants, and he has not allowed meat eating liquor in some holy places. And whereas the other chief minister, he has allowed all these things. Thereby, he is committing sin, and also he is making his citizens also sinful propensities. So. For this reason, the state head or executive head, he is supposed to be godly personality. Otherwise, simply it is a misuse of the resources given by the Supreme Lord. In Bhagavad Gita, fourth chapter, first sloka, Lord says, Prabhupada says in the purport, human life is meant for cultivation of spiritual knowledge in eternal relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. And the executive heads of all states and all planets are obliged to impart this lesson to the citizens by education, culture, and devotion. Very nice. So nicely Prabhupada has given a suggestion here. That means not only in this earthly planet, Buloka, and in all the planets, and this spiritual knowledge has to be imparted. Citizens, they have to be nicely encouraged to read Gita and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and follow the scriptural codes. And by following all these, all the citizens in the material planets, they will go to spiritual planet where they can execute their natural service to the Lord. So, in other words, the executive heads of states are intended to spread the science of Krishna consciousness. Like they should read first, and they should do book distribution, and they should welcome all the citizens. That's what some of the kings used to do. Earlier days they used to if you see the Varnashrama Dharma, people used to follow Varnashrama Dharma. Everybody should do their duty morning till evening. When evening comes, they should take bath and sit and hear Harikatha. This Harikatha is arranged in almost all the places. But how many of them have taken, advantage of it? So the state head, he has to arrange all these things, and people People also may take advantage of this great science and pursue their successful path in Krishna consciousness, utilizing the opportunity of the human form of the life. Even only in the human form, it is understood who is God, who am I, how what is my relationship. But whereas animals, it cannot be possible. So coming to the point, these executive heads are very very important, and they should not misuse the power. For example, if you say executive head, and what is the impact of the society depending on their character and behavior. For example, if you take Kamsa, when Kamsa became executive head, and there were a lot of atrocities, killing, and society became puzzled and feared, Mm, because of his tendency of lording it over the material nature. He want to rule over each and every state. Uh, in this way, he has created havoc in the society. But whereas if you see Yudhishthir Maharaj, in his kingdom, in his administration, all good fortune, rains is to come regularly, and crops, paddy, everything is to come at the right time. Because the executive head, who is Yudhishthir Maharaj, he never feels himself the king, but the supreme lord is the king. I am his servant. And this is the mood. In this way, all good fortune happens to the people, to the uh, things and everything. But whereas if you see Duryodhan in his administration kingdom, everywhere there are murders, rapes, thievery, dacoits are happening. Same like a Hiranyakashipu kingdom also. He declared everybody that I am God. Everybody should chant my name. Om Hiranyakashipaya Namaha. Like that, everybody should chant. And he made his citizens completely under his control and under the wrong guidance actually. And even if you talk about Second World War also, Hitler, and this fellow is misguided, and he had his own mental concoction that he can able to rule everything and anything. So there were, he caused a lot of mass killing. He caused lakhs of Jews killing, and he had taken a lot of sins. And also he made other citizens also be his shareholder of karma. So he was very famous. This Hitler, Mussolini, they were all famous for racism and a lot of mass killing. But if you take about even Parikshit Maharaj also, there was all good fortune, and everything went very nice. But slowly the Kali Yuga has to take its effect because the Lord has created, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga. Every Yuga has got its own dharma. So the dharma has to take place accordingly. So gradually, uh, the dharma has degraded. Now you see it is standing on one leg. So this way, honesty is the best policy for the executive heads, and the state heads, they are supposed to be the role model to the public. Then only there will be peace in the society. So here I want to wind up here. And conclusion of this sloka is Krishna consciousness is to be cultivated, especially for the state head. So then only everything will become a grand success, and everybody can go back to Godhead. Okay. So thank you very much for patiently hearing. धन्यवाद श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्रील गुरुदेव की जय, हरे कृष्ण.